Hi guys, it's Nikki with Nikki Speaks, and I am back with another video. We're about to get into Meg the Stallion and Klay Thompson and a new blind item that's being reported. But before we do, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. So, as we all know, a lot of our female rappers are finding love outside of the music industry, whereas they used to be into the producers, other rappers, singers. They're now moving on to sports. You have people like Cardi B, who's dating Stephon Diggs, and of course, Meg the Stallion and Klay Thompson. So, they recently went public to the internet and to the world on last year. And since then, they have been moving at lightning speed. Or showed
Meg
us the
even
key,
showed
which insinuated that she had a key to the house and they were staying together. And so things appear to be serious, not just on her end, but also on Clay's end. She gives us small, tiny glimpses into their relationship with her uploads and her voiceovers, just kind of showing us game day, showing us cooking vids and how she's cooking for the family. And so we get that small glimpse into their personal lives, and it appears that things are going well. Well, here recently, a blind item dropped information that's supposedly close to their relationship. And this is what the blind item says it says, a source close to a certain championship level athlete says he's quietly locked in with a chart topping rapper right now. Apparently, he circled back to her after a messy on again, off again fling, even while she was publicly linked to another pro baller. The insider claims he's not exactly head over heels, but he's pushing to make it work because he's nearing the end of his career and wants something stable. Between their complicated histories and overlapping relationships, it's less about romance and more about finding a comfortable future together. So, if I am to assume that this is about Clay and Meg, there are a few takeaways from this source and what they're saying. The first thing is it sounds like Clay is at a point in his life where he does want to make a relationship work and he does see something in Meg as though she is the type of person that he can settle down with. Now, as we all know, Clay does not have the best track record when it comes to relationships. Although he's had some pretty public relationships, they have not all ended well. We all know that from 2021 to 2023, he did date singer Coco Jones, and that ended abruptly. And there were rumors circulating about possible infidelity. He also dated a model by the name of Kristen Evangeline. He dated, and I'm probably going to pronounce this incorrectly, but her first name starts with an E, last name Gonzalez. He also dated Laura Harrier, Abigail Ratchford, Carlene Henry, Tiffany Suarez, and then also Hannah Stocking. Now, these relationships lasted over a course of, let's say, from 2014 to 2023. So, 2014, he started with Hannah Stocking, and in 2023, that's when his relationship with Coco Jones ended. Well, Hannah was actually 23 years old at the time that their relationship ended and at the time that she outed him. She was quoted as saying, when you catch your man naked in bed with a groupie, LOL. So at the time, she was referring to Klay Thompson and she brought that to internet. That was actually a tweet that she tweeted from her account back then. So, as we can see, Clay does not have a squeaky clean past when it comes to his dating history. And there are some people in the industry that feel the same way. He even had individuals in his industry in the NBA that were betting on his relationship with Meg the Stallion only lasting 6 weeks. So, when news of their relationship broke last year, Shaquille O'Neal was one of the ones that said, pretty much, I give it 6 weeks. And these are people in the industry that know him. Also, a close friend of his, Draymond Green, who's very controversial, he actually posted under one of Clay's posts on social media. I believe it was Instagram. He posted something, in my opinion, that was pretty derogatory. It was a picture of Meg and Clay, and Draymond said, she got a thing for shooters, LOL. Now, me personally, I don't find anything funny about that because I would assume that he's making a joke pretty much towards the shooting of Meg the Stallion by Tory Lanez. And I don't think that's funny at all. But if he thought that this relationship was serious at the time, I don't think that that's something that he would have posted. But the funny thing is that post, the last time I checked, that was still up. That comment was still up. But you guys let me know what you think about the situation. Do you think that Clay is locked in and he could possibly learn to love Meg because he is committed to this relationship? The source that's close to him says that he wants to make this work. He can see himself with her. He can even see himself, according to this source, having children with her. So, do you think that this is something that will work long term? Now, let's get into the other side of things because one thing that stood out to me was the fact that when they went public, this source is saying that Meg and Clay have actually been on again, off again for a minute. So, according to the source, it says here apparently he circled back to her after a messy on again, off again fling, even while she was still publicly linked to another pro baller. If you remember, Meg the Stallion was linked to Tory Craig. There was some images and videos that accidentally dropped from her close friends, alerting the public that they were an item. And so, if we're taking this at face value and we're believing what this blind item is saying, it sounds like in between that time, she was also dating Klay Thompson. And I don't see anything wrong with it because listen, it doesn't sound like there was any commitment. It wasn't something that she went public with, but it sounds like these two, Klay Thompson and Meg the Stallion, they do have somewhat of a history. So, who knows? This could actually work for them in the long run. Work for them in the long run. But you guys drop your comments down in the comment section. Let me know what you think, and I'll talk to you guys on the next video.